All right, y'all, let's get into the menopause and the Moses and the Aaron and stuff that's coming up and tie some points of light together for us, okay? So at this point, it appears to be that there are some women that are going to be coming on the scene, all right? Now, the SpaceX launch on 4/20/23, that is going to connect us to the Artemis 1, 2, and 3 missions, and these will, from what I can see, at least connect us through 2023 up until 2028, 2029 timeframe. It could go a little bit further, but yesterday I was listening to the Roman history for a little bit, and it was the year 255, and this ties into the things that are going to be coming up, but the South goes with Africa, all right? Now this is Florida, the South, going with Texas now, because Texas is Africa, okay? That's South Africa. Well, I meant to say he's from South Africa, so that is now South Africa, and he holds a bow for the chief, the China, and the T, and the T on Texas. All right, so those are just some other things setting up. The Moses stuff, that ties into the Artemis 1, 2, and 3 missions. I see these connected to the women that are coming along. They can throw in a curveball, okay? But from what I'm seeing right now, Kamala, she's going to ride the beast, all right? She's one of the harlots that rides the beast, and then that's going to transition into another woman, which is going to be, I think it's going to be a president and a vice president woman all at the same time, and that's kind of when the sun and moon go dark at the same time. Otherwise, I see Trump getting with Herschel Walker and those types of things. I've mentioned that in the past, but Herschel Walker's from Texas, and he's part of the Cowboys, and all those things are going to interplay in the future in some way, shape, or form. That's why Herschel went to Georgia and all that stuff, but not to get sidetracked. So Kamala, she's the 47, 46, all right? Biden's the 46, 45, Trump's 45, 44, all right? All right, so Kamala, she'll be the 47th, the L even, the 11. So her and Trump going against each other kind of thing, and whatever's coming along, that's going to be tied to the Twin 9/11 event that I've told y'all about. That's part of that. But so the harlot riding the beast, okay? Kamala's going to come in. She's going to put the nail in the coffin, all right? So the next person coming in, all right, I see this being a still, all right? And how this is going to be a still is like a popularity thing, all right? It's going to be kind of a mirror of Trump, all right? Now, me saying these things can put a damper or whatever. So you'd have to look for these reflections. But the way I see things going, they're going to still the vote through a popular way. Okay, so how does this work out? Well, it works out putting women that have been in the limelight forever. Okay, and there's a few characters like this that I see coming out as major influencers, or the actual president and vice president team, and whatever else is going to happen. Okay, so these top players would be the Oprah, the opera for the curtain call, for the rapture, for the end, for the world theater stage, and all those types of things. And then opera can bring you to tears, it can bring you to laughter, it can move you this way and that way, move your emotions and whatever else, okay? So Oprah, the queen of media, okay, she is a major player, and she's got the Gale Force Winds and the Studman, and that's kind of like a holy trinity kind of thing going over there. So the next player would be like Drew Barrymore. Okay, Drew Barrymore's been a child actor that everybody's grown up with, and people like my mom, boomers, they view her as like a child, and they love that woman and whatever else. Okay, and everybody likes Drew Barrymore. Everybody likes Oprah. Ellen DeGeneres. Okay, everybody loves Ellen, right? She likes to dance, going into the new heaven party. So keep in mind, Oprah, Ellen, what happens when you go to their show, when you follow them? They give you a bunch of shit, right? Okay, kind of going in the new heaven. Government's taking care of you. There's gonna be mass deception. We are in that mass deception, okay? And the church believes that Satan has taken himself and he has transformed himself as an angel of light. And the church today thinks that Jesus that they're worshiping, that brings bondage over their life, that makes them feel guilty and makes them feel sorrowful, have the weeping and the gnashing of teeth. They think that that's the Jesus that died for them, that gave them the ability to do all things. We can do all things through Christ. And the church is under the delusion. And the church, the physical church, they're the ones that Satan is going after. They're the ones that he's brainwashed. I don't know how these people are going to wake up, dude. You need to understand these things to understand what's going on in the future, y'all. Because there's going to come a time, you're in that time, where it's the spirit versus the flesh. And we're going into that spiritual age. And the flesh is just an avatar for the light. And the church age is dying. The right and wrong is dying. The right and left is dying. And as it dies, it's going to bring everybody in with it. And it's going to pull it down. As it dies, it wants to bring everybody down to die with it. All right? So this is where you can't be left behind. You have to see these things. You have to move forward. Our whole society teaches people to keep looking back. That's why they keep making the same mistakes. Oh, man. Anyways, y'all. So, as this red divide is coming, 255 Roman goes to 225 America. And this popular vote, okay, the people are going to love these people. It's going to be stolen through popularity, stolen through love, stolen through these things, okay? So as this happens, and I'm not saying it's going to be those women necessarily, but they seem like the best type of women, okay? They got their curveballs, all right? I don't care about that. You got to know the reflections, okay? They got political women maybe they can use, but I don't see any political women with that kind of power at the moment. So either way, So DeSantis, all right, the hard right or whatever, okay, they are going to be against this election, all right, because they've already seen their first thing stolen, and Biden did whatever. Okay, the false prophet does what he does, and then Trump's going through his process, and he can't run, or however they're going to work that, and go to prison for 3 years, and comes back in 28 and 29. Okay, that's kind of how I see it happening. But these times coming forward, he's that spiritual entity, but you're looking for that. The church is that carnal phase. So after DeSantis rise and he knocks down the holy place, the temple of DC, and those things that establish the right and wrong, that's when he stands in the holy place in 2025 as the abomination of desolation. And that's when the people say, ah, shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's when the full wrath of hell comes down on America, and the nation is at its weakest point, and we're all eking up to that. So 25 would be that playoff year, and the China, the Corona, the Boca Chica, all that stuff just comes in at that point. And then 26, 27, and 28, that's the playoffs of that playoffs. So you have to go in from 1, 88, 89, 90 into the other 90, 89, 88 kind of thing, going to the 2028. So it's kind of going to that thing, and then the 2029, that would be the 90 thing. Either way. So this goes with the other videos I've done about the Back to the Future, 88, 89, 90, whatever, if y'all are confused. So go back and listen to all that stuff. But this is how I kind of see things happening. So this is where we need to flee to those mountains, these spiritual things, because when we see these things happening, we've got to know where the Christ is and where to go for the Christ, because Jesus is gathering his body together first. And before he gathers his body together first, they have to have the eyes and ears to see and hear him, okay? But because we live in a dark world, and to see that light, to get to that light, you have to follow it first, hear the voice first. And then once you start hearing the voice, then you get close enough, you can start seeing that light down the way. And then once you finally get there, it becomes bright, and you're up there in heaven, and you're looking down in that cave, and like, man, I can't believe I was lost down in there. The mass deception is upon everyone. In the church, the first shall be last.